What's really important, and what I didn't really understand when I started in this industry, I was focused on construction and building. So I was focused on the physical build of a project, and not necessarily the soft skills. I think where we lack is the soft skills, stakeholder management, understanding the culture, and really developing those relationships and those collaborative sessions, and really focusing on those soft skills. I think it's critically important as a project manager to be good at communicating, to work on your communication skills, take communication skill courses, understand how to articulate your ideas and be heard and understood. So I think that's critically important. That would be my advice in moving through this field. And it's not focused on, and it needs to be focused on a little bit more, I think. In any contract, in any construction contract, especially right now, we're under all of these pressures, procurement, supply chain, we look at in a traditional contract where you have clauses for force majeure, that lands on the owner usually. And I've had some interesting discussions in this past year. It's like every force majeure you could possibly think about has happened, between war and flooding and fires, and I could go on, that we've hit every force majeure that we've put in. So we've had to put in some clauses in the contracts to deal with these types of situations. But one thing that, circling back to our very first discussion about words and what's the single word, and one thing that didn't really come out, I think, is trust. So there has to be a level of trust between team members, and the owner has to trust the team, and that the team is looking out for the owner's best interest. And when you have that trust, you're certainly much more comfortable in managing those risks, because yes, any contract structure is going to have risks, and it will end up with the owner in some shape or form in the end of the day.
I'm sure we've all been in meetings where we felt that it was a total waste of our time. Circular conversations can be frustrating because they lack a solid foundation of logic and fail to address the underlying issues or questions. In constructive discussions, participants strive to provide evidence, reasoning, and valid support for their claims rather than relying on circular reasoning. A circular conversation, also known as circular argument or circular reasoning, occurs when a person makes a claim, assertion, or argument that assumes its own conclusion. In other words, the argument goes in a circle without providing any new information or evidence to support the initial statement. It's a logical fallacy and does not contribute to a meaningful or productive discussion. The acronym ELMO, where it stands for Enough, Let's Move On, suggests a desire to conclude a discussion or topic and move forward to the next point or action. This acronym is often used informally to express a decision to stop dwelling on a particular subject and transition to the next agenda item or activity, being much more efficient.